What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Two Wheeled Rider YouTube channel. My name is Mario Orsini, and in today's video, we're going to do a full review on this MSR Xplorer ADV gear to include jacket, pants, gloves, base layers, mid layers, everything. So when it comes to adventure riding gear, what's good isn't cheap and what's cheap isn't good. This is brand new. It came out earlier this year. I know there's probably some other review videos out there on it already. I've had it for several months, and in full disclosure, I didn't pay anything for it, but I've ridden in it on road, off road, in the rain, in the sunshine, in the cold, in the hot. Tried it in every single condition, so I can actually give you my honest feedback. Those of you that have been following this channel for a while know that for the last several years I've been wearing climb gear, so we're going to have a little bit of compare and contrast with the stuff I've worn cross country numerous times and off-road for all of our ADV rides and my own personal ADV rides. So let's hop into it. All right, so before we get started on the review part, let's go over some sizing. I am 5'10", about 180 pounds. I am wearing the size large jacket. The pants are a size 34. I probably should have gone with a 32. They'd be a little less baggy. Why did I get a 34? Because I was in dirt bike riding mode when they asked me what size I wanted. Typically I go up a size to fit my knee braces under it. I think the pants probably fit true to size. I would have gone with a 32 because these are all cinched down. I'm gonna have somebody else on camera here in a moment. You're gonna see their size. They're gonna be wearing the same outfit I am, same sizing and everything. But just for fitment purposes, size large fits me well, and probably should have gone with a 32 pant. All right, so we're gonna start out with the MSR Windblock D30 Armor ADV glove that was included in this kit. They're fine, they're comfortable enough, they're true to size, they've got a little bit of reflective material there. My recommendation would be, they're 35 bucks, decent deal, but just wear whatever gloves you like to wear. I don't think this is essential in the kit. If you've got a pair of gloves you like to wear, whether it's adventure riding or on the road, I kind of flip back and forth, just stick with those. I don't think this is essential to the kit. All right, something we're not gonna spend a lot of time on, but I do wanna touch on are the mid layers and base layers that were also included in this kit that are also available to purchase if it's something that you're gonna need and you're gonna wanna layer up. I am wearing the jacket, which is the mid layer. This thing retails for about 45 bucks. It's very similar to the Climb mid layer jacket I have, except it's half the price. It's very comfortable. I've worn it once while out riding. The rest of the time, I'll show you, I was just able to get by with the base layer, but it does fit well. It fits well under the jacket. It's also something great just to wear around. I was wearing this out at the farm this past weekend after we got done riding dirt bikes, and it cooled down a little bit at night. It does have a cinchable waist. It's got a couple of zipper pockets. Not a whole lot of frills, just a basic mid-layer jacket. Now, I said I tested out all this gear. I actually did not test out the mid-layer pant. Haven't had a need for it. Even down in the mid-40s, I was just able to get by with wearing the base layer pant as opposed to the mid-layer. So it's still got the stickers on here. Like the jacket goes small through XXX, which a lot of companies don't go up that high. Same thing with the pants, go size small to XXX. I ordered the size large pants. These fit fine. They got a snap, they've got a zipper, and then you've got a couple of mesh line pockets here, and you also have a back pocket. You know, it's great for layering up if it gets really cold, or you just want something to maybe wear around the hotel, campsite, whatever, after you get done riding at the end of the day. These next two items have gotten a lot of wear. This is the base layer shirt. This retails for about 30 bucks. It's moisture wicking material, super comfortable. I tend to wear a base layer under my jacket even when it's warm out, because I'd much rather sweat into this and have to wash this, especially if I'm out on a big trip versus getting the jacket all sweaty. But it also provides a nice layer of warmth in the morning if you need it taken off. And then this is the base layer pant. It's a moisture wicking material. It's not as you know, spandexy, I guess you'd say, as an Under Armour. Same sort of deal. These are both available in small to XXX. They fit true to size. These have come in handy. I've worn these underneath the pants on the cooler days, you know, mid-lower 40s, whatever. This is all I've really needed. But again, this retails for 30 bucks and available in tons of different sizes. All right, so because we're working with a really low budget on this YouTube channel, I got you a model, just not a good-looking model. So I'm joined by my podcast co-host, Brian. Brian's gonna be standing here in the gear as I kind of show you the features on it and, you know, how things work. We'll probably also get a little bit of his feedback. I'm 5'10", and I guess I should have mentioned earlier, I have a 32-inch inseam. Brian is 6'3" with a 34-inch inseam, and About how much are you weighing?
200.
About 200 pounds. So he's wearing the size large jacket. We'll get to the pants here in a minute, but I want to start with the jacket. I want to show you some of the features, tell you, give you some of my feedback on how I've liked wearing the jacket so far. So let's start out with the Xplorer jacket. All right, so for me, when it comes to ADV gear, it's got to be waterproof. This is waterproof. This is not Gore-Tex. This is what they call their event fabric. Works the same as Gore-Tex. I'm not going to get into how the name brand Gore-Tex and all their testing works, but there are plenty of other companies that have the same type of waterproof technology. Alpenstars has DryStar, and you can read, I'll throw up the numbers on here on how waterproof this actually is. It's right up there with Gore-Tex. It's just not a Gore-Tex product. And this is not a coating on here. It's actually how the fabric is made. And while this is a little dirty because I've been out riding in it, the cleaner you keep this, the better it's going to breathe, and also the better it's going to be waterproof. So that being said, let me show you some of the things on here. First off, it's got a pretty comfortable collar up here. One of the cool things about it, and some other jackets have this too, is you do have these hooks that you can hook the collar out onto these if you want. I'm not going to be able to get that one. But if you want a little bit more breathability while you're out riding, you're riding a little bit slower pace, you're riding off-road, it gets hot out, it's cool to have that. So you may be wondering what this loop is. We'll get to that in a minute. In addition to being waterproof, we do have most of these zippers on here are waterproof YKK. Other thing I like about this, hopefully we've got a low enough shot, you can actually unzip here, because if you're in a seating position, sometimes it just gives you a little bit more room, and also it just makes it a little bit more comfortable, especially if it gets hot. I've been riding through California and Nevada before, where I have it zipped about like this to get as much airflow as possible, though admittedly probably giving up a little bit of the safety. If we take a look here on the chest, we do have a couple of vents. We unzip these. Obviously you're not waterproof anymore. You've got mesh material back here. I'll show you the vents in the back in a minute. We also have vents up here on the arms on each side. Thank you, sir. We've got a pocket up here you can put things in. These two pockets here on the front are also waterproof. Tested that out. That works great. And then down here on the sleeve, something cool. We have the zipper part of the sleeve. This is how you put it on. We also have a vent built into the sleeve. We can zip it down that way and we can get a lot of airflow. Something that's a little bit different than my Carlsbad jacket is we have the ability to cinch this down a little bit. So if you're a little bit skinnier, you can, or your arm's a little bit skinnier, you have the ability to cinch this down, make it fit a little bit better. I think that's all the features on the front, with the exception of, we also have up here some high impact areas. These things, I mean, these are going to be your areas if you were to hit the ground, you're most likely to hit both elbow and shoulder. Much more durable material up there, made to slide. Also, we do have D3O armor throughout the jacket. We've got pads in the shoulder, pads in the elbows. We also have a back pad. It's CE level 1. And also in the elbows, it is adjustable, up, down, depending on your arm length. So Brian, if I could just spin around for a second. Back here on the back, these are our air vents back here if we want to crack those open. A couple other cool features on here. You do have this cinch up here on the collar if you want to tighten that down. This here is for a bladder, and that's what that loop was on the front of the jacket. You can put your water bladder in here, bring the tube up through. You've got the little hole here, bring the tube up through, and then bring it down on that little loop on the front. And you've got your water system there without having to wear an additional backpack. Something else I actually liked on here, there's a pocket in the back. It's a zippered pocket. I used it to put my ball cap and some other things in the other day when I didn't have my tank bag when I was out adventure riding. Comes in pretty handy. You also have, some reflective material here on the back. And Brian, turn like sideways here, lift this arm up. And right here, you also have the ability to cinch down the waist area depending on how thick or thin you may be there. So I think that's about it on the features. I'll talk about how well this thing works here in a minute. But what's your thought having it on there for? I
mean, it feels good. I mean, once again, since I'm 6'3", I think I would like a little bit more length. But then I worry about how bulky it would be because it fits actually perfect. But one nice thing is here in the back, being taller, it has this piece that comes down
Yep.
here, which is super nice. But overall, it feels really lightweight and comfortable, and I love the pads and the shoulders as well.
And I guess I should have mentioned, this comes in this blue-orange color, which obviously I went with. It's also available in a black and a gray color. All the same sizes for the jacket in those colors. I'll get to the pants in a minute and you know what some of the shortfalls of that are. All right, so next up we're gonna talk about the Xplorer pant. Now, like I said, this is a size 34 waist. This is the regular length. This is the blue and orange combo. They also make it in black. They also make it in gray. I believe, check the website and it could change, black is the only one available in tall options, and tall options are not available in every waist size. They kind of skip a couple of waist sizes. If you go with the tall option, it's gonna add 3 inches of length to the pant. Brian, part of the reason we have the bikes here is we're gonna throw him up on the bike so you can see what the pant height looks like once he sits down on, because it is gonna raise it up a little bit. And he may wanna go with the tall, we'll find out. But in any event, same features whether you get the tall or the short. Also, I should mention, when it comes to the sizing, a lot of companies, when you get up to the XX and XXX, they're gonna charge you a premium for that. Doesn't matter if you go up double, triple on the jacket or this jacket or any of the rest of stuff, all the same price point does not change. So these pants retail for, I believe it's 350 bucks, jackets 400 bucks. So a couple of the things with the pants. So first off, you do have leather on the inside here, you know, to help grip the motorcycle. Also, you know, it's a wear area, so, and you know, you like keep your motorcycle in good shape, so it's a little bit softer than some other areas. Something else I like, the accordion fabric here on the knee, so when you do get in the seating position, it just stretches a little bit better. We also have the high wear areas here on the knee itself. You come up here, let me see, this one's probably the best one. We've got a big waterproof pocket here with zipper. You can fit, you know, whatever you need in there. We also have a vent, an exhaust vent here. And while it might not look like a lot standing up, we'll show it when he's sitting down on the bike. It does open up and pull in some pretty good airflow. Also, Brian, something you're probably not used to, go like this. And I think they're zippered.
Yeah.
But you actually have regular pockets on these pants, which you don't have in a lot of adventure bike pants, and I like. Now, they're great for walking around. In seating position, you probably don't want too big a wallet or anything in there because it is going to bunch up a little bit, but it's still, to me, kind of a nice thing to have. If you lift your shirt up a little bit, we'll show you the waist here. So you've got this cinch buckle strap here. You've got a gusseted zipper on here. Also, over here on the side, you've got two Velcro straps, so you can cinch up the waist even more. Mine's definitely cinched down because those things fit true to size. You want to flip around for me? So if we take a look at the back here, again, high wear area, if you were to, you know, be dragging down or sliding down the street on your butt, we've got the ability to cinch down around the calf here, which is great. We take a look here on the back, that's your other exhaust vent to allow the air to go through. And then finally, Brian, turn for me just a little bit. So we do have some high vis reflective material here. Once again, this is the E-vent material, waterproof material. We come down here. We've got a zipper with a big gusset. Brian is wearing his ADV boots. Earlier I had on my Enduro boots. It'll fit over either one, and then, you know, you can snap these things down to the size you need them. So we're gonna throw Brian up on the bike here in a second so we can get a close-up on what the pant leg looks like when he's sitting there, what his seating position looked like with the jacket on, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts on what it's been like to wear this gear for the last few months. All right, so we got Brian sitting here on the 890. Go ahead and grab the handlebars like you'd be riding. I mean, looks like the jacket actually fits fairly well. What I'm kind of surprised about, despite the fact that these are not the tall pants, they're sitting up a little bit on your boot, but honestly, I think you can get by with it.
Yeah, I think I actually prefer these because I worry if I got 3 extra inches, they drag while I'm walking and start to wear them down more, where actually this, you know, works out pretty good with these boots.
So just something to consider, and now we're gonna hop on because it's a little bit different riding position than this one is. We'll get him on the 1290 next. All right, so now we have him on my 1290 Super Adventure. The pant leg is sitting up a little bit higher, and that's, Brian's used to wearing the climb gear, and he also doesn't have the talls in that, and this is, do you think it's higher or lower than what it is on you?
About comparable.
About the same. So he's got a 1290 Adventure R at home, and he did say my climb gear, pant leg's a little high on that. So it's gonna come down to, you know, in some cases, the bike you're riding. It looks like everything else fits pretty good. I mean, Looks like you got enough length on the sleeves there on the large, and I think you're right. I think if you went with the extra large, it might be a little bit too bulky. The other thing to keep in mind, you do have the ability to layer up under there, so you want to make sure you've got enough room for that. The other thing I didn't mention earlier, you do have the side pocket here too that snaps, but you're not really going to hold much in there. It's just more of a place to hold your hand. So all right, we're done with this part. Now I'm going to tell you guys what I think of all this stuff. All right, guys, so now you've seen the gear, you've seen what it can do, you've seen the features on it. What do I think of it? Well, like I said, I've ridden it in all sorts of conditions, including rain, because I was a little skeptical on the waterproofness, and I can say, rode in the rain for several hours. Sometimes it was light rain, a lot of it was a little bit harder rain. I'm gonna stir up some cool clips to actually show that I rode in the rain. Obviously not the hardest part of the rain of the day, but it held up great. It is comfortable. And let me hit you with some pros and cons of it and then let you know what I think I'm gonna do with it long term. So one of the biggest pros is the cost. And I've got my cheat sheet here because there's no way I was gonna memorize all this. If you total up the entire cost of everything I showed you today, minus the gloves, but the mid-layer, base layer, jacket, pants, you're coming in at $900, which isn't cheap. And maybe you don't need all that stuff. And if you were just to go jacket and pants, I guess you're sitting at $750. If I were to look at the latest version of the Carlsbad made by Climb, which is what Brian and I both wear right now, except ours is a generation or two ago, you're coming in at $1,650 for, again, mid-layer, base layer, jacket, pants, because that jacket is now $730 and the pants are $600. That being said, I should say now, Brian's and mine don't, but the newest version of the Carlsbad does come with level 2 D3O armor. So you'd be sitting at about, I believe it's another $195 to upgrade all the armor in the jacket and pants to get there. So you'd be sitting at a little less than $1,100 for the full kit at that point for the same level of armor protection, but still coming in $550 less than the Climb kit. Next thing is, I really like about it, the features. This jacket has a lot of features that my more expensive jacket and pant combo don't have, and that gets me back to, and again, I'm using Climb because that's kind of like the industry standard. I would say this is more on the level when it comes to features like the Climb Latitude. So where you'd be sitting at about $1,100 to upgrade the armor and have the full kit here, if we went with the Climb Latitude kit, you're sitting at $1,768, and that's just if you, which is my next point, that's just if you stay with the basic sizes. If you go to the big boy sizes, you're gonna be paying even more because there is an upcharge when you get up to those larger sizes. The other thing I like about this is the adjustability. You've got all sorts of cinching and straps and snaps and zippers and everything. You can get this tuned in. If you got a different body style than what I have or what Brian has, you can kind of find, I mean, you saw Brian put it on, we cinched some things up, fits him better in some spots, once we change some things. You've got tons of adjustability with it. You also have a ton of ventilation. I don't know if we caught it on camera or not because I don't have Brian mic'd up, but when he was sitting on there, he was like, man, I really like these vents on the front. I can keep my my crotch cooler than what we can with our current gear.
Don't have these crotch vents, do they? Like that.
No.
I can keep the balls cool.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of vents on the jacket too. It's great for ventilation. A couple of the cons with it, at least what I can point out right now. The first one is, and I'm kind of surprised by this, you don't have the ability to zip the jacket and the pants together, which is kind of standard on just about every jacket pant combo I've ever had. That being said, I never used that feature, but if you wanted a little bit more protection and not worry about that jacket coming up in a slide or whatever, it would be nice if there was the ability to zipper the two items together. The other thing is, with my Climb gear, I've ridden it, I have to go total up to tens of thousands of miles, and I've been across the country numerous times, and it still looks basically as good as the day I got it, and it's still holding up great, minus a little bit of fraying around the cuffs. I don't know about this stuff because I've only had the ability to test it out for a few months. I haven't had the ability to test it out for multiple years, so that is kind of TBD. That being said, we come back to the cost, and we've got the good armor in there. I believe, Rocky Mountain, MSR, whatever, will stand behind their product, but it's something you have to decide. For me, what will you be seeing me in on my next cross-country trip? I'm probably gonna wear this stuff because I like the way it looks, I like the way it fits, I like the features on it, Am I gonna sell my climb gear? No, I'm gonna hold on to it. But I really think, and I'm gonna wear it for a few more months before my next big trip, I think this is what I'm gonna be going cross country in next go around. So if that tells you anything, it's that I like it. So anyway, I've linked everything down in the description below. You know, full disclosure, I am an affiliate through Rocky Mountain, so anything you order from them comes back and helps this channel, so greatly appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed today's review video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, considering that subscribe button, because if you like motorcycles, well, this is the place to be. If you have any additional questions, or maybe you're watching this video several months, years down the road, and want to know, am I still wearing this? How did it hold up? Let me know down in the comments section below. And as always, I'll talk to you again soon.